Pro wrestling is truly unlike any other attraction in the world. In most sporting events, the men and women are kept completely separate in their own separate divisions. And while that's still usually the case within the WWE, there are still those women who have decided to stand out from the pack by taking on some of their male co-workers. So today, let us dive into a few instances featuring the gender barrier being shattered by some of the most impressive women in WWE history. And when talking about women that stood out in the WWE, you have to look no further than the terrifying Chyna. In the late 90s, Chyna was a trailblazer, as her raw power put her above her fellow female co-workers. She would often be seen as the bodyguard for Triple H, a man who certainly needed no protection, as he too was a complete powerhouse. Yet, even the Game found himself looking small next to the ninth wonder of the world. But during the No Mercy event in 1999, Chyna found herself embroiled in a very high-profile contest. Not only was it notable for being a match featuring a man taking on a woman, but it was also a match for the prestigious Intercontinental Championship. She took on the then champion Jeff Jarrett on behalf of all the women that Jarrett would repeatedly disrespect in the build-up of the match. And by the end of the contest, Chyna would use Jarrett's signature guitar as a weapon to defeat him and capture the Intercontinental Championship. Chyna was easily one of the biggest names in the Attitude Era, but this victory cemented her status as a key figure in wrestling history. However, while Chyna would prove to be a legendary female athlete, the WWE would host a feud in 2001 between two legendary stars in The Undertaker and Diamond Dallas Page. You see, DDP would enter the company with a rather bizarre character as a stalker for The Undertaker's then wife, Sarah. For weeks on end, he would terrorize her to all the frustration of The Undertaker. And on the August 20th edition of Raw that year, DDP would finally get his hands on Sarah, even if it was under very different circumstances than he fantasized. The two would battle on Raw, and following a attack by the Dead Man himself, DDP would find himself on the losing end of the bout as Sarah would defeat the Stalker once and for all in a visual that, in hindsight, would be just another nail in the coffin to DDP's career in the WWE. But while Sarah needed the help of her husband to take down DDP, Sasha Banks needed no help in defeating Reginald during their match in January 2021. During the build-up to WrestleMania, Sasha Banks found herself in a feud against the self-proclaimed Princess of Staten Island, Carmella. And over the prior few weeks, Carmella would align herself with a servant in Reginald. Reginald was a sommelier who would tend to Carmella's love of fine wine, constantly seen serving her drinks backstage. So, on an episode of SmackDown, the then SmackDown's Women's Champion Sasha Banks would take on Reggie in preparation for her upcoming match against Carmella. While Reggie would show off some impressive agility throughout the contest, Sasha would nonetheless get the victory by tapping him out using the devastating Banks statement. But while Reggie was able to showcase some impressive feats of athleticism during his match, Santita Marella wasn't so lucky, as on the July 14th episode of Raw in 2008, Santita would compete against the powerhouse Beth Phoenix. You see, in 2008, the duo of Beth and Santino would prove to be rather entertaining for fans. The dynamic was charming to watch, with Beth playing the powerful protector for her gentle partner throughout the months. But before all that, the two would first act as opponents following an open challenge held by Santino. He was beaten in quick fashion by the Glamazon, as the former champions would start their story that would culminate the following week, as Santino would plant a kiss on Phoenix. But this match would see Santino and one Chavo Guerrero have something in common, as both men lost their respective open challenge matches to an exciting female competitor. However, while Santino only walked into his match with his head held high, Chavo walked into his as the Cruiserweight Champion. On the May 4th episode of SmackDown in 2004, Chavo laid out his own challenge to defend his Cruiserweight title. And, come to find out, Chavo would be stunned, as none other than Jacqueline answered the call. It was a fairly quick match, as Jacqueline would pick up her victory following a roll-up pin on the champion. The crowd was left shocked to see her quickly fleeing the ring before being handed the Cruiserweight title. Quite like Chyna a few years prior, Jacqueline broke the boundaries of what it meant to be a champion in WWE, as she held the male-centric Cruiserweight title. But why don't you break down the boundaries of what it means to be a wrestling fan by subscribing here and keeping up to date on all our content surrounding sports entertainment? Whether you're a man or a woman, the support is always appreciated. And while you're here, why not leave a like and a comment about your favorite moments featuring a female superstar defeating a male athlete? Stay safe, everyone, and we'll see you all next time.